Happy Saturday morning. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday Morning Good Vibes with Jill. How is everybody this morning? The sun is shining. Mr. Fibers just left for work. Oh, and I am pouring in the coffee this morning. You got 5 more books, Alicia. Oh, my goodness. Gonna sink the ship, girl. Oh, gosh. Uh-oh, did I lose everybody? Everybody was here a minute ago and then they left. They're like, fell asleep. Hi, Donna. Because we had Mrs. Kelly earlier and Patricia and Dana. How are you, Donna? Is everybody ready for affirmations? I'm going to tell you, I did not do my homework like I should have for this one. I was busy telling myself, I can get up to do this. I can get up to do this. Oh, gosh. So today we wanted to talk about what an affirmation is, how you create one, um, how you use it, what does it do for you. Yeah, I got bedhead. I do. It's like wild stuff this morning. Wild, wild, wild this morning. You guys seem to like it when I let it go all wild, though. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for a few more people to come in, Alicia. I think that's what I'm doing right now. And that's probably the first question. Is what people do know about affirmations. Good morning, Sally. Hi, Susan. How are you this morning? Oh, I bet they are. A rock concert. Was it good? Chucker Steve is in the house. Good morning. You're sitting on mine, so I don't get it. Bedhead much. Uh, good morning, Adeline. Good morning, Lisa. People are getting their notification now. See, that's kind of waiting for that. Waiting for more people come in before we start. Cerberus is at my feet, and he may start snoring. Just so you guys know, there's every possibility we may hear some snoring here in a minute. He tends to go back to sleep even once I get up. He'll lay back down. He gets to go out and go potty and all that good stuff, and then he's like back to sleep. A lot of good memories. Well, that's cool. So you enjoyed that. That's wonderful. Is it going to be hot where you guys all are today? Good morning, Frozen. How are you this morning? Oh, you're sitting on your hair because you're letting it grow for locks of love. I see. I see. Oh my goodness. I cut many many, many people's hair off for locks of love. Many, 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 many of them. .72 degrees and gray in eastern Wisconsin. Humid with the health advisory from 11 to 11. Is that because of the like not being able to breathe as well with all the humidity? Yeah. West Texas. Are you coming through you're not coming my way. I know you were in South Texas yesterday, but you're probably going straight up past me. Yeah, sometimes with especially people that have compromised systems that they can't breathe well, the humidity and stuff will really get to them and they can't. I will tell you this, that I've had with my allergies and stuff, I've had some days that it was hard for me, especially after having had COVID. And I realized that if I sat up and leaned back, set the shoulders back a little bit, and then take some deeper breaths, it helped a lot. So we're going to go over some breathing stuff for you guys to listen and watch and kind of go through. But it really, breathing is a huge thing. And I actually know a little more about the breathing stuff than I do about the affirmation and other stuff, because I've looked into it quite a bit. Going to be 73 and up to 90 there. You don't know your route yet. 88 in Ontario. Yes, got to get some water on those flowers. Yeah, I was going to say that, but yeah, because it opens the rib cage. Because when, if you find yourself slouching a lot, especially because when we're crocheting or knitting, we're leaning forward a lot. Don't forget to lean back and open that rib cage up so you can breathe. 93 and humid and overcast. Yeah, the overcast will help quite a bit. It adds to the humidity, but it does help with the sun, with the temperature. That's in Georgia. With asthmatics in the ambulance, yes. That doesn't surprise me because the COVID, even though we did not have terrible breathing problems when we had it, I have had lots of symptoms that have carried on. Yep, it's early. It's earlier than me in a lot of places, so I'm thankful you guys are here. Okay, I want to start with a little video, you guys. Good morning, Sharon. I'm going to start with a little video, so let's do this. Hi, my name is... She's starting without me. This is the video that I put in the community page last night. So I'm going to play this. She's a little bit dry. Okay. But this will give you a good start. Now, she's a therapist and she wants to just kind of listen to what affirmations can do for you. Okay. I'm a counselor at Counseling and Psych Services at the U of A Campus Health. I want to talk to you for just a few minutes about affirmations, what they are they helpful, and how to use them to improve your well-being. I know we see them all the time on social media, these really beautiful Instagram posts with these really great quotes, like, I am enough, I am worthy, everything is working out for me. And they sound good, but you might wonder, is this for real? Does this work? How can I use this in a really helpful way? So I've got some really great ideas for you and some tips on how you can write your own affirmation to get the best benefit. So from a scientific place, an affirmation is any statement that you make that affirms something about yourself.
Now, when we're studying these to look at how we can use affirmations to be helpful, we're focusing on the positive affirmations. So, statements about your values, your strengths, something really important about you. And here's the catch: we make affirmations with ourselves all day long, and they're not always positive. Anything that you say to yourself over and over again can be an affirmation because you're affirming something that you believe about yourself. So you could just as easily affirm that you're a bad driver as you could affirm that you're really smart and courageous. So if you want to use affirmations in a really positive way, the first step is to get mindful and aware of what you're already affirming. That is, what are the beliefs that you're already repeating to yourself and the story that you're telling about who you are and where you fit in the world? Now, some really great ways to begin if you want to get an idea of how you can make your own affirmations and build them off of something really solid is to make a list of your values, important milestones in your life, important memories. Get a piece of paper, set a timer 5 to 10 minutes, and just write it down. So you could write down things like, I really value creativity or humor, or I really value learning from life, and let your mind go. Just let it flow. Now, after you've got a list of these values or important things about your life, you can take a look and see if they tell you a story of some themes, if you notice any patterns. You can use this list to write maybe a brief paragraph, telling a story about who you are and what's important to you in this more condensed kind of way. And you can distill it down and distill it down until maybe you're left with a sentence or a phrase or even a single word. Now, chances are, after going through that process, that statement or phrase or single word is going to be really meaningful to you because you've gone through all of this work of identifying what's most important to you. You can use this statement to create lots of affirmations. So let's say you come up with in this exercise that it's really important to you to be level-headed and choose how you're going to react to something that happens to you. You've gone through this whole process. So you can go on and make up a lot of affirmations like, I am a level-headed kind of person, or I can always choose how I view the situations that I come across in life. So once you have this affirmation, the next thing you do is just you practice it. You post it around places that you can see, maybe say it first thing in the morning before getting out of bed. Try to make it a more normal, more repeated part of your daily self-talk. And what research shows us about this is that engaging in these really positive self-affirmations, we can boost our self-control, we reduce our stress, we have better problem solving, even in situations that have nothing to do with whatever your affirmation is saying. Right? You could say that you're the most creative person, and using that affirmation would actually help you do better on a chemistry test. Who knew? So practice this. Write your own affirmations, make a list of your values, post it in places that you can see. We've put together an article about how to make your own affirmations and some fill-in-the-blank prompts to get you started on Living Wild. So click the link in this post and it'll take you straight there to get you started.
Okay. So, did y'all get a little bit from that? Now, I did link to that. I did link to that video down below, and it was linked yesterday in the community page. I thought it was interesting that she said what your story. So Alicia and I have been talking a little bit about this too, but all of us have a story that we have it in our head, and it is something that kind of tells us about who we are. And we go back to that story. And one of the things that I've realized that I say a lot and that I talk about a lot, and you guys probably have heard me talk about a lot, and that is that I am dyslexic. And I tend to think of that a lot as my story, which, yes, I am, but I go back to it a lot And that can be a negative for me. So I need to not think of that as my only story. It is part of who I am, and I am aware of it, but I've always been able to get past it. So thank you. This one is this was from Jan. I got this shawl. I ordered it from Jan like 2 years ago. Thank you. So Alicia says, remind yourself that every complaint is an affirmation of something I don't want in my life. Yes. So if I start to talk about things that, if my story has a lot of negativity, that is not going to get me past it. It's not going to help me every day. It's not going to do anything to build me up. Being mindful what you say and think about yourself is a process. It is. And it's hard to get past sometimes. There are things in our life that we're like, I just can't. You just can't get past certain things. Well, saying I can't is very negative. It would be better to say, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. That's the point, Dana. I have dyslexia. I'm not dyslexia. That's not who I am. I have it, but that's not who I am. That was exactly my point, is that I need to not make it who I am and what my story is. Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. It's an affirmation of sorts. Exactly. So she's talking in this video a little bit about how you word things. But she has an exercise that she says, if you sit down and you kind of look at what are your beliefs, what are your values, what's your story, kind of sit down and just kind of jot that out, and then you can pull something from that and say, I want to use that going forward, and come up with something from that. Yes. Isn't that something? That was a lesson you taught to your daughter and got passed on to your granddaughter. That's amazing. That's true. Things happen to us for sure, and that doesn't mean that's who we are. It just means those things happened to us. Exactly. Good morning. How are you, Jeanette? Okay. Now, I was under the impression that Bell's palsy comes and goes. Is that correct? Yes. There's some articles here that talk about the science behind the affirmations. Okay. I wanted to I know it's going to be it's early, and I may not, I may not read, this terribly well this morning. And I don't know that y'all are going to be able to see it, but I just wanted to kind of go over it. Okay. This is from, looks like MAL paper. Repeating positive affirmations is a self-help technique intended to challenge negative, unavailing thoughts and promote self-confidence. Does this technique work, though? And is it backed up by science? Told her to take what she perceives as a bad thing and turn it into a good thing. And she's a special ed teacher. That's awesome. Oh, good. So the basic definition of positive daily affirmations. The concept of self affirmation isn't by any means complex or far fetched. Positive affirmations are statements or phrases that, when repeated daily, can help challenge negative thoughts and boost self confidence. Examples of positive daily affirmations: I'm going to get the promotion I deserve. My needs matter, and I'm not going to deny them. There's no one better to be than myself. I'm self confident and comfortable in my own skin. I forgive myself for my past mistakes. I'm happy and grateful for the things I have. That one right there, you could start with that one to start practicing. That's a simple, actually a very simple affirmation. All of my problems surely have solutions. I wouldn't suggest starting with that one because that would focus you onto your problems, and I think that would be bad to do. Um, but I think it's a more advanced affirmation, believe it or not. To understand how positive affirmations work and how you can make the most of them, we have to familiar ourselves with the neuroplasticity, the ability to rewire the brain. Neuroplasticity. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but that's it right there. Yes, my daughter Chelsea, she puts notes in my son Oliver's lunch every day when he goes to school, and I love that. That's awesome. I just woke up and don't mind the way I look. Same here, Sue. Every experience I have is perfect for my growth. Yes, I like that better than that other one. Oh, good, because it's morning. I can't believe I'm saying it right. So, despite being one of the most sophisticated, complex structures in the known universe, the human brain can get a little mixed up on the difference between reality and imagination. This very loophole serves as the basis for self affirmation. Now, for me, that says a lot right there. Let's see. In the 1980s, Claude Steele, social psychologist and emeritus professor at Stanford, popularized self affirmation theory, propelling it to become a well studied theory in the research of social psychology. Self affirmation theory is a psychological theory that sheds light on how people adapt to experiences and information that pose a threat to their self concept or self identity. We're able to maintain self integrity, which is correlated to the concept of self efficacy, by affirming our core values and beliefs in a positive manner. Here's some of the benefits. I'm going to touch on these before we get away from this. So, reduced negative thoughts and practicing positive, you start to become more in tune with your thoughts and feelings. And this grants you the power to nip the negative thoughts in the bud before they start. So, you're going to change those patterns. Yes, be your own cheerleader. Yes. It reduces health deteriorating stress. So, the biggest benefit is reducing stress. It increases your happiness, increases your gratefulness. We talked about being grateful last Saturday. Enhances your enhanced physical activity. So, according to the Journal of Sport and Exercise, a self affirmation can increase physical behavior, especially in the context of positive psychological interventions. It reinforces positive thinking and reduced resistance. A person who, the more you do it, the more you want to do it, the more you resist the negative stuff. So that's a good article, you guys. And then over here we have one that talks about affirmations and neuroplasticity. And this is from Psychology Today. And this is talking about pain. Well, that is exactly the old saying, isn't it, Patricia? You can't love anybody else if you can't love yourself. That's exactly right. Good morning, Maribel. How are you this morning? I just woke up and I look great. There you go. So the Schechter's approach was, when I work with patients with chronic pain, I'm looking to make a clear diagnosis. For many, tension myoneural syndrome, making an accurate diagnosis is a crucial step towards a change in the nervous system that leads to pain relief. So self-talk and affirmations, uh, keep those going throughout the day in our heads, because we started our day with them, right? Um, if you keep hearing that fear in your head, it's a block for getting better. Listening to ourselves worry, never getting better, what we missed out in our life, replaying anxious moments, none of that is helpful. So the affirmations help challenge and defeat self-sabotaging thoughts. So here's some down here. My pain is just TMS. That's what he said earlier. And I can overcome it completely. So I could say, my pain is just fibromyalgia. I can overcome it completely. My body is healthy and strong. I'm learning to move freely again. I can achieve this goal and be happier and more fulfilled. This one hit me really hard when I read it. I have a benign condition. The body naturally heals. And I would have to say, at least for me with my fibromyalgia, it's a benign condition. The word I appears in many of these statements. Most are written in the past tense and include an optimistic future. And it goes on to talk about the science. I did not link these down below, but I will go in and put them in there later if you guys want me um, to do that. Or I may go ahead and put them in as posts in our community page. So here is one. Those who matter don't mind, and those who do mind don't matter. Yeah, that's another one. How and what we think is a choice. Yes, we can choose a better thought. Just like we choose what we do, we can choose what we think, right? Yes, these are wonderful. And I'm starting to try to use more of those things around. Thoughts create experiences. Uh-huh. Well, there is some science in there. That's what I'm saying. There is some science. Okay. I'm going to start. Now this is someone who does this. I don't know exactly her name. I believe this is like a podcast, and she gives you a little bit. I'm not going to play the whole thing. It's 9 minutes, but it's an example, and I did link it down below, but it's an example of how to do this if you're doing this on a daily basis. This is more of a meditation. It's a feeling, yes. Feeling we want to create. You're creating those feelings and getting rid of the other feelings.
Welcome back to the Wholeness Show. And if this is your first time here, my name is Veronica. I help you navigate your spiritual awakening. And today I'm going to guide you through a group of affirmations geared to help you manifest your best year yet. Because the mind cannot distinguish between what you're telling it is real and what is actually happening. Whatever you tell yourself makes a lasting impression on your mind. Affirmations help redirect your mind to a place that is more in alignment with what you want in your life. Let's begin by planting a seed for a wonderful 2022. I suggest returning to these affirmations every single day for at least 21 days. It's only a few minutes of your day that will sow seeds for beautiful, beautiful things in your life. I'm going to say each affirmation 2 times, and this gives you time to repeat it with me. I want you to begin by taking a deep breath and trying to relax. Now breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. And breathe out. This year is going to be the best year I've ever lived. This year is going to be the best year I've ever lived. This year I will be my happiest and healthiest self. This year I will be my happiest and healthiest self. I'm willing to be a better version of myself than I was last year. I'm willing to be a better version of myself than I was last year. I forgive everyone who has hurt me in the past. I forgive everyone who has hurt me in the past. I forgive myself for every way that I feel I've let myself down in the past. I forgive myself for every way I feel I've let myself down in the past. I give myself permission to grow and move forward. I give myself permission to grow and move forward. I'm grateful for all of the lessons that I've learned in this lifetime. I'm grateful for all of the lessons I've learned in this lifetime. I fully embrace the lessons I've learned and am wiser because of them. I fully embrace the lessons I've learned and am wiser because of them.
Okay, that is an entire video with affirmations. So you could obviously find some really great ones from her that you resonate with, you know. And that is, I did link that one down below. That's a good thought. That's a good way to because when you start getting to relaxation, and going to sleep at night, because I am one that does have trouble going to sleep at night. It's not as bad as it used to be, but um, let's see what I did there. I am one that has trouble. I should say I've had trouble in the past, and I'm working on making that better. But putting a good thought in your head before you go to sleep is great. And you start to retrain yourself. Like I caught myself saying something negative there. You start to, the more you do it, the more you train yourself not to have that. So things you say to yourself about yourself. And I will tell you, there is a very, very good book. Now I'm in my jammies, y'all. Hold on. I'm going to stop the camera for a sec. Still here. Oh. This is a really good book if anybody ever wanted to. I read, never, I didn't finish this book, and I want to go ahead and finish it now. But this is a really good one. And I think we're going to put this on our book list. Dr. Dyer, You're Erroneous. Now, don't mistake that for the other word. It's erroneous, as in, aren't they like, erroneous is like a hard to find place. If you're plagued by guilt or worry and find yourself falling unwittingly into the same old self-destructive patterns, then you have erroneous zones. Whole facets of your approach to life that act as barriers to your success and happiness. Dr. Dyer can now help you break free. If you believe that you have no control over your feelings and reactions, Dyer reveals how you can take charge of yourself and manage how much you let difficult situations affect you. If you spend more time worrying what others think than working on what you want and need, Dyer points the way to true self-reliance, from self-image problems to overdependence upon others. Dyer gives you the tools you need to enjoy life to the fullest. This book has been around a long time, you guys, a long time. And if you would like to, we could definitely talk more about this if you guys want to get it. I am sure you could find this because it's been around for so long. And he's written a lot of books. You could probably find it at thrift books. You could find it, pretty sure it's on Audible, ebook, through Amazon, wherever. But it would be a very good book for you to. He has a really good way of explaining it. Okay. 1976. And I'm going to begin reading it again. And that's exactly right. You can't control what other people think of you. You can't. You can only control what you think of you. Exactly. It's on Kindle. Cool. Devotions and affirmations. Uh-huh. Now, devotions are a little bit different. Devotions are based on, from what I know, devotions are based on the Bible, but affirmations are more rooted in what you create, okay, for yourself. See, yeah, it would go on sale a lot of times. Okay, so that is one of the ones that you can find. I will try to link that down below too. I will try to remember to link that. And also those two places that you can go and look at the articles about affirmations. So I would suggest you guys just get yourself a notebook, little notebook, and start writing down things about what your values are, the story you want to tell yourself. Look at what your story is now and what story do you want to tell yourself. Okay, and go from there. And see what you can come out of that with something that you can. And she was saying 21 days. Now, that comes from what it takes to make a habit. And there's a lot of different, some people say it's 30 days, some say it's 20 days, just the point is, if you do it a lot, then it will be something that you will absorb and you will be doing more. Yeah, a daily thing, even if it's not the same one every day, but it's better if you do it daily. Good morning, Laurie. I hope that I have been able to give you guys some idea about the affirmations, and we will be going over it. We'll be going over it again on our Saturdays and talking about different stuff, but there's so much more to being positive. Okay, there's so much more to it than just this. The breathing, the affirmations, the happy thoughts, the positive thoughts, all of those things play into a positive attitude. Good morning, Chels. The universe does not hear don't, so I have to say I am, I want, instead of I don't want and I am not. So the universe does not accept it. Yes, I bet Chelsea, I bet my hey Oliver, hey Solomon, I bet they're up. If not, then she's sitting there on her phone where they can't hear. Chelsea went to something yesterday and came away with a lot of really good stuff. You'll have to tell us more about that, Chelsea. Her leader said, this was for work, that we are alive and that's reason enough to be happy. That's a great place to start. Absolutely. Good morning, Kim. How are you? Good to see you this morning. Yeah, her grandsons are up and at 'em. Oh, not mine? Okay. There's a breath in there for you before, huh? Before they're up and at 'em. Enjoying the morning before, with no work. So yeah, you guys have to kind of come up with, what is your story? What are you telling yourself, and what do you want to tell yourself? What do you want from your world? And honestly, I have been thinking a lot about this. I have not sat down and wrote it out. So that's an exercise I need to do for myself too. I got to fix that one. That keeps coming up and I don't know what it is. I've done something wrong. I've done something. I've put the wrong information in for that Nightbot thing. Gotta fix that. Chelsea drinks sweet tea. She's a sweet tea girl. Yep, it does. That's kind of what they do when they get up in the morning. They get their snacks and their cartoons, and that's their waking up. So Lori said she was just talking to her sister yesterday and how words are so powerful. She was scared before her surgery, and her friend sent her a prayer before surgery, and she said it was very helpful. So it helped to kind of relax her a little bit. So that's good. She got the remote ready. It helped you to tell some of your story and that we still like you. That's good, Sharon. I I am really I- that's wonderful. It's wonderful that it helped you to tell your story. Yeah, words are very important. And they tell us, especially like with our children, be careful what words you use because that sticks with them. Of course, we still like you. Yeah. And and your story can also be, I know it is for me, that part of my story, when I sit down and I think about it, has a lot to do with others have told me my story is. But is it? It's stuff that I have been told from my parents and, you know, my family or whatever. They have told me, you know, what my story is. But is that my story? So think of it that way. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that helped you. We're each unique. Absolutely. We are each unique. Focus on the emotions you want to feel when writing affirmations. Do you want to be content, powerful, strong, resilient? You get to decide. Yes. You know, it goes back to what we've all been talking about with the soft and hard targets and the self awareness, right? Because if you don't know who you are, your mind can be clouded by your perceptions. You need to be able to see things for what they really are, what the reality is around you. And that will help open you up to being able to see things so that you are not a target. Commence the goldfish. Yes. Yes. I know that your story was powerful for Kim, Sharon. Commence the goldfish. There you go. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Oh, gosh. Okay, you guys, I think that's about all I've got for you today. Uh, I hope that has helped somebody to, just to kind of open our minds up to what's out there, what's possible, what we can do, what we can become. And and kind of get you all thinking a little bit. Everyone is unique and has a unique life. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it this morning. I believe that is true, Patricia. I believe when we tell our stories and get it out there, that it helps others to learn from it. And it helps us because sometimes when we say it out loud is when we actually hear it for the first time. We may have told ourselves our story in our heads, but when we say it out loud, like, oh, it helps us to actually hear and click what we're actually saying. You all have a great day too. Try to have some fun today. Um, you know, I've been saying all along that this year was going to be soul feeding for me. So this is part of my being able to feed my soul and to do things that feed my soul. And doing this is helping a lot. And I hope it helps you guys too. So I know a little bit about what my story is. We may talk more about that, and because I would be curious to know what you all think also. Yes, absolutely. Rewatch this so you can catch some of what I played, and check out the stuff that I leave down below for you in the description box. And be safe out there, Steve. Be safe. We want you to get to where you're going. You guys have a wonderful day. Have fun today. I love you, Solomon. I love you, Oliver. And I don't know if Carrie is watching, but I love you, Carrie, and I love you, Sailor. I'll be seeing my Sailor this coming week. So y'all keep him in your thoughts because Sailor's not been feeling very well. So I don't want to be negative, but I want y'all to keep him in your thoughts. So anyway, more on that later. Love y'all.